inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good, good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling.
My favourite production so far has been my short film, Metamorphosis. I spent £1,000 of my own money putting that together. Ended up being 20 minutes, pretty good. Yeah, that's basically about corporations taking over the UK, and the intelligence agencies have also been taken over as well, and they have to kind of like fight back. So in a way, I was looking at kind of like the Western, media and how they portray everything, really.
And because of your sudden awakening, we're all still working overtime.
Oh, such a sad, sad story. Let me ease your pain.
No! No, please, no! No!
You seem to be causing quite a stir. And believe me, you have. You've been causing no end of trouble. Nevertheless so, I'll forgive you. People have been calling me a madman for a very long time. Personally, I don't think I'm that bad. I just want to change the world.
The funding side of it is quite difficult. I do tend to work quite a lot. I tend to pay for everything myself. I tend to put aside money for this. I mean, I don't get the maximum loan, unfortunately, but I do work quite a lot to be able to afford these things. Like I say, Metamorphosis cost £1,000. The killing was quite cheap, but even with that, the limited amount of funding I had, it was still turned out brilliantly.
Alexander! Save it, John. She never trusted you. Right now, neither do I. I find it rather coincidental that you should happen to be so close by.
Well, this could happen at any time of the day.
You've been my partner long enough to know that this was recent.
I've only just got here. And besides, we've known each other for years, Alex.
Do I really know you, John? Maybe I shouldn't have been so hasty making you my partner all those years ago.
You saved me from the clutches of death once. You remember that? If you weren't there that day, I'd be dead alongside my brother. Well, I wouldn't do that to you.
That doesn't mean shit. You could have a motive. Anybody could have a motive.
I think when a lot of people come into it, they think, oh, what you got to do, you just got to point a camera at some actors and say, action. It's not. It's so much harder than that. I mean, if you want to do it, if you want to be a filmmaker in an easy way, then sure, you can do that, but you're going to have less good films. I think it's obvious when someone's put effort into a film. So don't expect an easy ride by any means. You get out of it what you put into it, in my opinion. The best bit of the course. As nerdy as it sounds, just learning. Because I didn't feel like my knowledge was very deep coming into it. But say if Lewis from 2 years ago met me now, he'd think I was a genius. So yeah, just learning. I've really enjoyed learning on this course. The most fun I've had on this course, to be honest, is the social side. The meeting people, having fun with people. don't know if I'm allowed to endorse drinking in this, but going out drinking. So like after the debate showed, my first thought was, right, who wants to go to the pub? Because yeah, I really enjoy the people on this course. I think it's a great place to be.
It was the night before Christmas, and all around Notts, people were necking their pints in the pubs.
The stockings were tight on the landlady's legs, in the hope a fella would rip 'em off with his tags.
The kiddos were peeking beneath the tree. Granny was dreaming of turkey cobs for tea.
Mam was nagging at Dad for not rapping. Forgot the mint sauce, proper flapping.
When out on the street, there came a right fuss. Lads kicked off for chonging on the night bus.
Away to the offie they ran like a flash for Rizla and Backy to add to their stash.
Wappy as oat, they stole Snowman's nose, left his cheeks melting and his carrot exposed.
Up rolled the Ford Transit, engine sparked out, pulled by deer, off Waller Park's grounds.
At the wheel sat a fishnet-clad bloke. It was little Cockleman with basket in tow.
Their peepers popped out, their tabs near bust, as he yelled at his troop to stop making a fuss.
Now Gary, now Barry, now Gordon, now Bob. On Doris, on Gladys. Get that shrimp out, you gob.
This can be really cheesy, but I am your father. Yeah. And the point, and the thing to remember about that is, it's not Luke, I'm your father. It's just, no, I'm your father. People get it right. The documentary which I'll be been produced is called One Life: The Diary of a Medical Student, and it's about my brother, who's a medical student up at Newcastle University, and he's been working in paediatrics for the first time. So he decided that throughout the course of discussion, that between us two, that he would do a video diary about his first experiences there, because he's in his third year, and third year is the most challenging for any medical student. It's the first time that they're out in the field working in hospitals and that sort of thing. So it felt like this was a personal experience for him. And when we first started it, sort of come up with the idea, and even when he actually first started doing the video diaries, that we weren't really sure exactly how it was going to progress, but throughout the course of it, when we sort of really, through discussion sort of on Skype, phoning, messaging on Facebook, that sort of thing, we kind of actually nailed it within probably a week after he just started doing the video diaries, and I'm quite pleased with it. I hope they'll understand and feel that it's challenging being a medical student, and actually also working with children is also challenging, because particularly with children it's quite easy to underestimate how difficult it can be working in there, because I myself have worked in childcare, I have a childcare qualification, and so I've worked in several nurseries over the past 5 years or so, and a lot of people think it's very easy to work in that kind of field, but it's not. It's very difficult. And so it's even more difficult when you have to deal with it on a medical level. And so I feel that hopefully people will take away that this is a challenging area and not to be underestimated.
Hi, my name is Nick. I'm a third year medical student. I've just finished my first paediatric rotation, and this is my video diary. We learnt about an acutely ill child, which encompasses conditions such as meningococcal septicemia, which affects about 3,200 children a year, and tragically 1 in 10 of these children will die. So understanding these sorts of conditions is incredibly important. And then we went around, did these circuits on the acutely ill child and how you're going to manage that. So using an ABC approach, which is airways, breathing, circulation, disability, don't ever forget glucose. So just going over them and how that relates to a child as opposed to doing it to an adult. Today we learnt about safeguarding in children. There's around about 50,000 children in the UK who have a child protection plan in place. Many of these protection plans were put in place after they came into contact with the healthcare service. Therefore, as healthcare professionals, we have a profound understanding of when this may be necessary. It was really heartbreaking stuff. We spent a solid 3 hours doing the stuff on safeguarding, and yeah, really really rough. But I mean, it's really important, but it's really upsetting, some of the stuff that we see. So that's been kind of tough today. I just feel a little bit, I don't know, off this evening, just after that morning. I think it's probably inevitable you see horrible things like that. But after a difficult day with safeguarding the other day, today was a more positive day and a bit happier. But in the morning, I had a long observed case, essentially a mock exam type thing, where you go and see a patient and take a history examination, talk about differentials, management plans, investigation and things after. And I went and saw this little girl, she's about 5, and she was such a little sweetheart, bless her. She was had been quite unwell, but she was such a little sweetheart. And when you first came in, she was really quite quiet and shy and stuff. But after a little bit, she softened, she warmed up a bit, and was willing to talk to me and the doctor who was in with us. And it was really gratifying actually to see her interacting with you in a proper way.
I enjoyed probably my documentary most because I think it was quite a simple shoot, and I sort of like the simplicity of it. It wasn't sort of trying to reach past my abilities. And if you ever have to shoot a film in a day, it is a stupid thing. If anyone is considering becoming a filmmaker, do not do that. It is absolutely batshit crazy. I'm a huge Louis Theroux fan. I really like Louis Theroux. I think he's hysterical, although I wasn't really trying to trip any of my interviewees up at any stage. I quite like Michael Moore. He gets on my tits a bit, but I do quite like a cheeky bit of Michael Moore.
It can be so daunting. We're waiting in the wings, ready for our entrance. Everybody's got their script open because nobody's sure whether they actually know their lines or not. You know how under-rehearsed you are, but you always go on, you do it, you're terrified. By show 3, you're a little bit blasé about it, and you're actually thinking about the show you're rehearsing during the day and have to concentrate and go, remember which accent I'm doing, don't think about that show, I hope so-and-so doesn't make me laugh tonight like he did last night.
It's hard to describe, really. You sort of, for weeks and weeks and weeks, you think you know what you're doing. You rehearse it, and you think, yes, this is great, we're ready for an audience now, and that moment, probably the first night, you stand in the wings and you think, right, okay, we're about to start, and most of the time it just completely goes out of your head.
Best thing about doing rep theatre and working in theatre is right at the end when the lights come up on the audience and you can see them all there. Hopefully, if they've turned up or stayed for the whole show.
You sit there and you go, right, I don't know what I'm doing. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I don't.
I get really bad, stage fright. But I try and use that because I'm such an anxious person, and it's really difficult kind of doing this as well. So it's like, well, yeah, I'm doing it. Until
you put your first foot, before you take that first step, you're certain that you're going to get it all wrong, and then it just comes floating back, and it's amazing. It's just that you can't really describe the buzz you get from it.
My horror film is called Tear, and it's about a family sort of letting their repressions come to the front when the mother figure in this family dies, and it's the way in which it tears itself apart, and it's sort of a broad statement on the circle of violence and war and all these big issues that are sort of very hot right now. Well, I guess war is always hot, but it's very specifically about the circle of violence and the fact that no one seems to be willing to break that circle in terms of world politics. My personal favourite is A Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm going to say, just because I think that Freddy Krueger, before he sort of becomes the pastiche villain, is such a genius creation. I think his backstory is amazing. I think the whole plot of that film, the idea of the sins of the parents coming back to haunt the children, is quite profound and very true.
The kids of Elm Street don't know it yet, but something is coming to get them.
There's something out there, isn't there?
You could just see cuts happening.
What did that, Lieutenant?
I don't know.
Tina!
What's the coroner got to say?
He's in the jar and puking since he saw it.
They're gonna kill me for sure.
Did you do it?
There was somebody else there.
He was locked in a room with a girl who went in alive and came out in a rubber bag.
No one knows where it came from or who it will visit next.
Nancy? There's something wrong with you. You're imagining things.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Do you believe in the boogeyman?
No.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
And to manifest that in the form of someone who literally comes and gets you in your nightmares is just absolutely chilling. And I think it's very even though obviously Freddy Krueger has achieved iconic status, I think that first one is maybe, as with a lot of horror films, is brushed aside by academics, and I actually think it's deeply profound.
He's not been himself. We know things have been tough at home lately, lots of big changes.
Things are fine at home.
Well, okay, but it hasn't been easy.
He's doing fine.
It's all right. You can do it. Which one do you want?
Get the knife.
Are you sure? Maybe we should wait until he goes to sleep.
I want the knife.
Don't make it so deep this time.
Get the big one. What's wrong? What is it?
Why do you like hurting people?
What?
Dreams are powerful and mysterious. It feels like I'm looking through a wonder glass, a kaleidoscopic glass. An infinite mirror that allows me to see and discover new realities. The perception of everything changes, and I'm now in control of everything, but nothing.
The truth is this. We always have sure and sufficient reasons for knowing why we can trust God, but do not always know what God is doing and why.
I've made tons of mistakes over and over again, and each time I've regretted them. skip. Jeg skal også skip. Når jeg snurrer, for kassen snakker.
Ja, vet du, if it. We say,
So, me West. The only sin is the sin of being born.
Samuel Beckett. The only sin is mediocrity.
We all sin, Francis. The bad thing about sin is we love our sin. We love the thing that makes us evil. Up! Walking is a virtue, but tourism, my friends, is simply a deadly sin.
Vanity is my favourite sin.
Al Pacino! Hey! In theatre, blood is catching. But in performance, everything is real. You think you know me, but I'm the deadliest mystery there is to know.
I don't think there is anything I'd really change. I mean, everything that I've done, whether I've liked it or not, has sort of led up to where I am now, and I'm happy with where I am. So, you know, in life you do have to do some things that you don't want to do, and I have done that to get where I am. But like I say, it's worth it. So I wouldn't really change anything.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see where I go. I don't have a set goal in mind, but I think that makes it more interesting. I just want to do television because I think television is it's such an integral part to our culture. It baffles me when people aren't interested in it. So I think it's a dominant platform. So I don't see why I shouldn't try to go as far as I possibly can with it. I'm not going to restrict myself to expectations of myself.
Favourite film quote?
Yeah. All right.
Lieutenant Dan, you got new legs. Done. Signing out.
Bro.
And I wouldn't mind doing Jeremy Carl's job because I am a nosy bastard, so.